We'd like to call to order the governing board meeting at 5:00 p.m. We have Ms. Bogart here from Beatty Middle School to lead us in the flag salute.
Please stand.
Yeah.
Take the flag to salute for your heart. Ready, begin.
Under God, justice for all.
Thank you so much. I asked her like last minute. She said graciously yes. So thank you for leading us in that. Roll call. Let it be known that all 4 members are present, except let me read one statement. Let the record reflect that all members of the governing board and administration are present for tonight's meeting, with Trustee Shed participating via teleconference from 179 Promenade des Angeles, Nice, 06200, France. Please note that due to Trustee Shed's participation via teleconference, action on all items will be taken by roll call vote. So we're like international here now. We have from France people coming in, so that's awesome. Just a note that this meeting is audio tape streamed and recorded for open session. Approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Frutos.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen, for a second. And we'll take a roll call. Mr. Frutos?
Aye.
Mr. Jensen?
Aye.
Ms. Estrada? Ms. Shed?
Aye.
And I'm aye, so passes 5-0. We'll go on to governing board comments. We'll start with Mr. Jensen.
Thank you. Would just like to welcome and thank the parents and children of the Ballet Folklorico for coming in and about to do a presentation. Looking forward to that. And I know school ended, so it's really, really great of you all to be here, and thank you for that. Congratulations to Beatty Middle School, my alma mater, before it was middle school though, on their great win at the National Academic Pentathlon, I believe in Texas, right? Awesome achievement, really proud and to be a part of that. And of course, it was nice to see that our district was nominated as a top district for which you can now vote once a day for like 25 days. I think it's a bit of a scam, but you know, make sure you check the box that says they can spam you with all kinds of stuff when you vote. So please vote. We are a rather deserving district, and I think the parents and the people here show just how deserving we are. So again, thank you for your attendance tonight and looking forward to your presentations. And of course, the presentations on LCAP and budget as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Estrada.
Well, just wanted to echo Mr. Jensen's sentiments. Welcome to all of our students, staff, and family. I know it may be a little hot in here, but thank you again for being here to show our presentations, our pentathlon, and our summer programs. We are really looking forward to it, and I'll just try and keep it a little bit brief. But please also make sure to kind of vote for our district. I know there's so much work that goes into it, our students as well, our parents here in the district and on site. And thank you so much just for being here.
Thank you. And all the way in France, Ms. Shed.
All right. Well, I'm just going to echo or ditto what Mr. Jensen said, because we are all so proud of all of our staff and our students, and I'm looking forward to the to the program tonight with all the reports. And I wanted to just report that I had a Zoom meeting for the CSBA and AXA joint dinner, and we determined a date and a venue and a potential speaker. And on June the 19th, we celebrated the second annual Juneteenth celebration of freedom at Boiseling Park. And it was a wonderful time of the Buena Park community coming out. Good to see. And lastly, Leslie Mulch is reading to children every Wednesday at Bella's Park in the afternoon. And I hope people will come out and support that activity. It's great for the kids and the families too. They're all kind of additional activities too. And that is all for me.
Thank you, Mr. Frutos.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. It's great to see a full house and seeing the families and the students here today. Looking forward to the programming that's going to be presented to us by Le Farflorico. It's kind of close and dear to my heart. A lot of my family does that. And I spent a lot of time at UCLA for their programming, watching my sister-in-law be a part of it. So I know how special that is and how beautiful of a art it is to even perform and just articulate without sometimes voice, but also with voice. So looking forward to that. Also looking forward to the pentathlon. Congratulations to Beta School and all sixth graders for all the hard work. Also the staff and the coaches for all the time and dedication they put into it. It's not easy. And then also I'd like to thank Ms. Ortega and Mrs. Shed. They were part of the committee for the Juneteenth celebration at Bella's Park. So thank you for that. That doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you for being a part of that committee because it is very impactful to illustrate and highlight the importance of the celebration. So thank you. And then also, just as the close out the year, this is the last year meeting for the school year. I want to thank all the students for all the hard work they did in the classroom day in, day out, all the teachers and staff, all the work that went into the classroom to make sure that our scholars were being taken care of and taught to the full potential. So thank you so much for that. All the unions, all the associations, thank you for the work that you did yourselves too. And everybody here at the district office that continues to work and that are off, and also our board. I really appreciate the work that each individual has done throughout the school year to ensure that we provide the best programming and policies and available to all of our staff members and students. So it doesn't go unnoticed. And I just wanted to thank everybody for all their hard work. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Yeah, we do a great job of covering everything. So again, welcome staff, students, parents. Not many community districts usually have in the summer break. All these people come out to celebrate and to represent. So again, the power of Buena Park, it's very strong. I think that's the message we've been building over the several years. So we are a very mighty district. And so I want to thank everyone for being here. We got medalists, we got performances, so I hope everyone here will be entertained today. This is one of the bigger meetings we've actually had in terms of recognition. So thank you again for being here in a hot summer day. The superintendent and I was able to attend California Senator Umberg's roundtable discussion. That was one thing I want to share. So we were able to voice our concerns and input on the things that are going around in our community state. A lot of things that are going on that kind of creates sometimes uncertainty and havoc. But I like to note that I think as a district, we always try to be mindful and provide a safe place for our families and a community that has a sense of belonging and safety as a number one priority. So I was glad that we were able to go and represent was one of the key members in our North Orange County education community. And the center was able to hear a lot of concerns that we've had, and hopefully they'll take it back and be able to implement that in the state legislature level. So we were able to go. That was great. I also want to endorse Ms. Milch's Read in the Park as well. So if you have a free moment, go check that out, please. And thank you again for everyone being here. I'll keep it short. Dr. Lee.
Good evening, everyone. It's a little shameless plug again for Parenting OC and voting Buena Park School District, the best North Orange County district. You are able to vote one per day. The link was sent to our parent community today with a direct link to get you to that voting page. But it is sponsored by the Parent OC magazine, and we want to make sure we put our best foot forward. And while the window is open and alive, we want to make sure we get that notice out to our community. So tell a friend, please text. You can busy text all your groups and let people know. I want to take this time just to highlight leadership in our district. I want to first and foremost thank the Governing Board of Trustees. I don't know how many of you know, like individually, our Board of Trustees, but collectively, they make powerful decisions in setting policy and direction for our district. I can say that in my experience just now as a 2-year completed superintendent heading to my 3rd year, that it's been an absolute honor serving alongside this group. And they govern themselves with a true north as they look to see the priorities of the district. And I've never felt this much a part of a team that does the good work together. And so my gratitude and just a heartfelt, once again, thank you to this board. I want to thank Erin McPhillips. I know she's not like this, right? Sitting next to me. Everything good, she's the orchestrator behind it. And she doesn't do it for a thank you. She doesn't do it for a high five. She does it because she loves this community. She can be elsewhere. She has so many gifts and talents, and she chooses to stay right there by my side and make sure I do my job. And it's day in and day out with her in the grind and doing it with so much grace and professionalism is who Erin McPhillips is. So I want to thank her. My executive cabinet, I want to thank, especially Mike Magbu as he shifts into his new role. I want to thank executive cabinet who lives by Beatty's motto, since we have such a huge Beatty crowd, leading the way. They lead the way in their departments, they lead the way in the work. But we, as a cohesive team, look to see how we can tackle some of the monumental things that are coming our way. And once again, doing it with a care and love for our community. I want to thank our directors, especially Dr. Song, who is serving summer school, because this is a tireless job year round. And they are the spark and the light for these programs that you see a lot of times behind the scenes in help supporting the leadership that's happening at the site level. So the district serves to support the schools. And we want to make sure the schools feel that and truly feel that that is a true statement we are making here at the dais. I want to thank our classified staff, a classified management who does so much behind the scenes to do the heavy lifts. And just their job goes sometimes unnoticed, but once again, we want to highlight and uplift all members of our staff that make the work possible. Our principals, this year's theme for them, my personal theme for them was light and salt of the earth. They've been tapped to be the people who have grit, but do it with grace. And so they are the ones dealing with everything from throw up to running around, getting 30,000 steps per day. But once again, still being the person to stand firm and with confidence at their school site so that everyone looks up to a beacon of light. So I really appreciate our site leadership. With that, I want to thank to our union leadership. I just had lunch with President Carol Bright. It's just a reminder that I have it good and I am blessed. Lori Cannon, Vanessa Flores, our classified leadership and presidents also serve alongside me. We are on a journey together to make sure that we do what's right for our Buena Park community, staff, our parents, our students. So thank you to our union leadership and our teacher leaders. My golly, do you know how many competitions we've had in the last month alongside teaching, alongside doing everything above and beyond? They are at the forefront of this work so that it can happen for our students. This is at the cost of their own time, their family time, their rest time. And I feel as though that if we don't stop to take notice of the above and beyond staff we have to make so many programs that we've been highlighting here at the board meetings, that we would be remiss to not say even a thank you to our staff that serve. And this is leadership, the true kind where you are at the ground floor working directly with kids to see the impact happening on that daily basis. So thank you to our teacher leaders and our staff that help support to make these huge events happen. So thank you. That concludes my superintendent's report tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll move on to our program reports. Pentathlon Beatty Middle School.
We are so excited about the pentathlon presentation. We have Dr. Song, yes, here to help us tonight and navigate this presentation.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening to our governing board, President Chong, Executive Cabinet, and all of our guests, both here and online. My name is Sandra Song, and I am so excited to present tonight about Beatty's pentathlon program. Now, if you are like me, you're not sure what is the pentathlon, how does it work, why do we have it? I'm going to answer some of those questions. What is the pentathlon? The pentathlon was created to provide middle school students with opportunities to engage in challenging academic contests while developing communication and teamwork skills. And these teams are composed of students from 3 different grade point average categories: honors, scholastic, and varsity. The pentathlon is a rigorous scholastic event that challenges students across these 5 academic areas: fine arts, math, science, and social studies, and literature. Students prepare throughout the year, practicing both during school as well as after school. And the topic for this year was our changing climate. Preliminary academic pentathlon contests are conducted virtually with a final day called the Super Quiz, and that is held in person. And students are recognized with medals for those who place in each academic category, and the final recognition are the team awards for each division. And now I'd like to introduce the Gordon H. Beatty Academic Pentathlon team. We have our principal, Dr. Valdez, teacher, Ms. Bogart, teacher, Ms. Kim, and teacher, Ms. Bissot. And here to talk about her experience as one of the pentathlon teachers, please join me in welcoming Ms. Roxanne Bogart.
Good evening, thank you. It has been an honor to join Kirsten Kim on the academic pentathlon coaching team as the 6th grade coach this year, and to be a part of the successful program that was built by Michael McDonald and Andrew Hopkin over a decade ago. They began this. I knew stepping into this role at Mr. McDonald's retirement would be a challenge because he left a huge hole to fill. And Mrs. Kim and I knew that we had our work cut out for us because we couldn't stop winning. We had to continue winning. And we knew we would never live it down to Mr. McDonald if we didn't win this year. So the stakes were really high for us. So as we began to work with our teams, Mrs. Rebecca Bissot joined us. And in September 2024, Kirsten, Rebecca, and I, along with 72 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, began to learn everything we possibly could about climate change. Very interesting topic, by the way. We began to, in September 2024, to work with these 72 students before the actual competition began. The competition doesn't begin until March of 2025, but we can only take 4 teams. So we had to whittle this down to 36 students, and it was tough. The competition just at our school site was really hard, and we had to make some difficult decisions and break some hearts along the way. But we did whittle it down to 36 students, 2 6th grade teams, a 7th grade team, and an 8th grade team. These 4 teams represented both Beatty Middle School and the Buena Park School District well by proudly bringing home a combined total of 48 individual medals, as well as top placings in not only Orange County, but the state of California. One of our 6th grade teams did continue on to place very highly at nationals. The coaches and students, we've already begun working for next year and studying our material on the Roaring Twenties. So we do invite you to join us in our reading next year of Born to Fly, the first women's air race across America, written by Steve Schenken, and to join us at our Super Quiz events next spring. Thank you for your time.
Here's a picture of the teams that we have representing Beatty. So a little bit about the Beatty Pentathlon history. Since 2015, Beatty Elementary School and then Beatty Middle School in the Buena Park School District has had a strong history of participation and success, like Ms. Bogart just said, consistently achieving high placements across multiple grade levels. And due to their tremendous success, the 6th grade team traveled to the National Pentathlon Tournament in San Antonio, Texas on May 15th. The National Pentathlon is the creme de la creme, the pinnacle of academic competition in middle school, and Beatty's team is the only 6th grade team from all of Orange County to qualify for this prestigious event. And we congratulate the entire 6th grade. Yes, we can give. We congratulate the entire 6th grade Beatty team who made us all so proud. They earned 2nd place in the nation. That is right.
That's good. That's fantastic.
I'm going to say it again, 2nd place in the nation. So here to briefly share about their exciting experience as pentathlon scholars, here are 3 of the winners from the world-winning Beatty team.
Hello, my name is Liam, and the work that we did leading up to nationals is to study the review packets to retain information for all 5 subjects of pentathlon. For the book Melt by L Fountain, we worked in book clubs and practiced writing essays about the book to help us prepare for the essay writing. To help us get used to the format of pentathlon, we did many super quizzes and tests. All of this together helped us win 10 individual medals and 1 team award. Going to nationals for pentathlon was an amazing experience. All of the kinds of foods we ate was amazing. The other teams were encouraging and kind. I felt nervous to compete and yet excited about making it to nationals. Hi, my name is Oliver. Pentathlon has taught us the information put in future curriculums, such as probability and trigonometry, as well as working with other people and being a team. We learned how to take notes more efficiently and to study on our own, helping us to be better scholars in the future. We have a small token of appreciation to thank you for the support you have given our team.
So we just have a small token of our appreciation for you. We do have some stickers that are the United States Academic Pentathlon stickers, the national stickers, and just a little lapel pin from San Antonio. So thank you for your support of our program.
Any comments?
As the students present their little cards to our guests, I'm going to conclude. We'd like to express our gratitude to the governing board for your continued support of this exceptional academic program. And we also extend our heartfelt thanks to the dedicated efforts of our pentathlon teachers, students, families, and administration.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Any comments?
Just again, congratulations to the team and the continued, excellence that's being shown at Beatty Middle School and through our district. And it's just a wonderful testament to our teachers and to our students who have really excelled. So it's got nothing to do with the board up here, but it's got everything to do with the people there in the front row. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I'd just like to follow too. I think we have a future Jeopardy winner somewhere in this team. I'm pretty sure. So don't forget us when you get to win the millions of dollars in Jeopardy, where it came from. And thank you, teachers, for giving up your time to go all the way to Texas and bring home. I think you definitely surpassed Mr. McDonald. And you can show that by a silver looks so good, So so much. I don't think he's ever done that. So congratulations, everyone. Thank you again. Wait, a picture? Yeah, a picture.
Yeah. And thank you to Dr. Valdez. I don't think he's missed an event. He's always front and center. So thank you.
And you can take trophies for TSA. We were worried about that.
Yes.
And moving on, I believe summer programs.
Yes. So Dr. Stong, still have the floor.
Yes, I am happy to now share about our district's summer programs. So this year we had two main summer programs running: Extended School Year, which is our ESY Summer Special Education Summer Program, and the Summer SOARS Program, which is our Expanded Learning Opportunities Program for the summer. And it was open to all currently enrolled Buena Park students. The criteria for students to qualify for ESY, our extended school year, involves regression and recoupment data taken after longer breaks. And once they qualify, the focus is on the areas listed here. ESY also utilizes the unique learning systems curriculum, and teachers work on specialized academic instruction, speech, language, and occupational therapy. This is a snapshot of what the SOARS mornings, afternoons, and Fridays look like. Mornings, Monday through Thursday, we offered academic intervention taught by our Buena Park teachers, and the afternoons are filled with enrichment provided through our partnership with Alevo Learning. Full-day students also participated in special fun activities and field trips. And as you can see, this year we offered additional enrichment opportunities for our summer campers, including speech camp, math camp, ice hockey, and baile folclórico. Here are some pictures of our fun enrichment activities. Now, I'm really thrilled to share with you about one of our newest enrichment opportunities in Buena Park, baile folclórico. Baile folclórico's history begins with a fusion of indigenous dances and Spanish colonial influences in Mexico. This blending led to the development of diverse regional styles, each characterized by unique music, steps, and colorful costumes that often narrate local traditions and histories. In the 20th century, efforts to formalize and promote baile folclórico, notably by Amalia Hernandez, brought it to a wider audience. solidifying its role as a vital expression of Mexican cultural identity. And today it continues to be a vibrant way to preserve and share Mexico's rich history. So a little bit about the class. During the classes, students were introduced to baile folklorico dance steps and movement, and they also gained cultural knowledge while practicing teamwork and coordination. Although these dancers only just got started, we are thrilled to share with you a sampling of their new learning. And here are our baile folklorico dancers led by our awesome partners at Active Learning. Board members and cabinet, oh, you've already made your way up to the front. We're all excited. And as we are welcoming our first group, I think our parents need to come in. And if you're on the left side, if you don't mind making an aisle for our students to come onto our makeshift stage right up on front. Come on in. Would you join me in welcoming our first group of dancers? These are our TK and kindergarten dancers. So as they make their way to the front, right after the first group, we'll quickly move on to first and second grade dancers, and then finally to our awesome third and fourth grade dancers.
Thank you.
Can we have our first and second grade dancers? Yeah. Thank you, first and second grade dancers. Now we welcome our third and fourth grade dancers. That was amazing.
I know.
I may have gone over my time limit just a little bit, but how can you say no? That last group especially, right? So in conclusion, I'd like to thank our partners at Active Learning for their support of our cultural dance program, as well as our Board of Education for this unique opportunity for our students. And wrapping up this presentation on summer programs, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the hard work of our dedicated summer camp staff. From the SOARS and ESY teaching and classified staff to the entire Alevo learning team, special thanks to our partnerships with Advantage Communications, Anaheim Ice Hockey, our nutrition and transportation team, and very special thanks to our academic program supervisors and lead teacher Gil Kim, who spent countless hours above and beyond to make this summer camp a special one for all of our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Song. Just a lot of great things our district does. Summer being one of the best places and times to be able to enrich beyond academics. I know academics is always a highlight, but one thing I know also in here I got to go visit was the who thinks of ice hockey in the summer? I mean, ice skating in the hot of the day, and just to provide this kind of variety of experiences. Thank you for organizing that. I mean, summer programs is not easy to run. People think, oh, you know, that's when the kids are real kids of who they really are, and get to, like, you know, best example of SEL is to allow them to run and be free and to experience as much as they can. So thank you for everyone. I know your team and Gil and different people that you listed there have been very instrumental in helping this happen. And, you know, just watching, did you see the progression too of the kids, right? TKK, like, it seems simple. We couldn't even do that level, but just saying maybe you could, or you could, but I don't know, Mr. Jensen and I might be a little rough, but then the first, second, the third, fourth, like, wow, that was pretty impressive. So anyways, I just hats off to everybody, and easy come, easy go, like clear it out in like less than 10 seconds. Like the first time I've ever seen that. Wow. Anybody else would like to share anything?
Definitely enjoyed the presentation. Thank you for bringing it in. Especially, you know, it was great that all these parents were dedicated enough to come, you know, this far after school has ended to come to a board meeting. That was great.
Sorry, Ms. Shedd, I don't know if you got to see a lot of that or not, but.
No, none of it comes across. So
No.
I'm looking forward to the time when we can have our presentations be seen by the audience. The onlooking audience, I should say.
Yeah. Even better, you'll be there in person to see it. You always are for everything. So
Well,
it,
yes.
it was amazing. So we cheered loudly for you equally. So don't worry. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Move on to the California School Dashboard Local Indicators Report.
Yes, we have Sarah Huang, our Chief Academic Officer, here to give us a report on the California School Dashboard Local Indicators.
Again, I don't know how I'm going to beat the students. I don't know how I'm going to beat the student performances. But good evening, Board President Chung, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Lee, Cabinet, and guests. Tonight, I'm presenting to Local Control Funding Formula Priorities Local Indicators Report that will populate eventually into the 2025 California Dashboard in late fall. Local indicators are part of California's accountability system and represent areas where the state does not collect data directly. Instead, this information is provided by each local education agency or school district. To understand local indicators and how they're used, let's look at here the 2024 California Dashboard shown on this slide. The dashboard reflects performance across the state's 10 LCFF or local control funding formula priority areas, each measured by one or more indicators. 5 of these local indicators, which are outlined in blue, are on the dashboard. And the other indicators, such as chronic absenteeism and suspension rate, rely on data collected through state systems like CalPADS and the state testing vendor. To receive a standard MET rating, as you see here on the dashboard, districts must complete the required self-reflection tool annually, present the result at a public board meeting as a non-consent item during LCAP adoption, as we are doing tonight, and submit the findings to the California School Dashboard by August 1st. There are a total of 10 LCFF state priorities organized into 3 overarching categories. Conditions of learning here shown in blue, engagement shown in green, and student outcomes that are not pictured here, as only 5 are part of the district self-reflection process, which are shown here on the slide. So in the conditions of learning here in blue, priority 1 is basic services, priority 2, implementation of state standards, priority 7, access to broad course of study, and in green, engagement, priority 3, parent involvement and family engagement, and priority 6, school climate. The remaining priorities, 4, which is student achievement, 5, which is student engagement, and 8, pupil outcomes, fall under the student outcomes category and are not part of the self-reflection process, as they are reported through state data systems. Priorities 9 and 10 apply specifically to county offices of education, hence not shown here. Now, how districts self-evaluate. The required state-approved self-reflection tool includes 3 measurement tools that indicate rating scales, narrative responses, and metric responses. First, the rating scale has 5 levels from 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest level a district wants to meet, as that is considered full implementation and sustainability. The second tool used for self-evaluation is a narrative response. A narrative response gives the district the opportunity to elaborate in the response that goes beyond a simple scale and provide a summary description about programs, communication, and engagement. And the third tool is by submitting a numerical metric, typically in percentage form. So if you look at the table to the right, it reflects the different priorities and what the self-evaluation tool type is for those priorities that we need to provide self-reflection on. So priority 1 is basic services. This data was also presented in our LCAP. So the first is teachers, instructional materials, and facilities review the degree to which teachers or staff are fully credentialed and appropriately assigned in the subject area and for students they are teaching. So per CDE guidelines, the reporting number is the most recently published percentage. And at this report, we did report 87% of our teachers being fully credentialed and appropriately assigned, as stated in our LCAP. And this number derives from our CDE data quest for the, from the 22-23 school year. And as we report for the next one, we will be providing the 23-24 data. The second area within priority 1 is the number percentage of students without access to their own copies of standards aligned instructional materials. And for our district, 0% of students are without access. The third area of reporting are that all school facilities are maintained and in good working order. And our district, we have 100% of our schools being in good working order and are being maintained well. Turning to priority 2, the priority measures progress in implementing state academic standards. This includes evaluation of professional learning or development, having standards aligned instructional materials, provide opportunities for staff to identify areas where they can improve in delivering instruction, the implementation of standards across curriculum, and finally, engaging with teachers and school administrators throughout the year. In review of these 5 areas with professional learning or development across academic curriculum, we did do self-reflection metric rating in full implementation and sustainability. For in some subject areas, we did identify our rating as being in full implementation. To support our progress, 87% of our staff state that the professional learning opportunities to implement the state standards in ELA and ELD have been useful in their practice. And 86% of staff state that the professional learning opportunities to implement the state standards in math have been useful in their practice. Next, the district continues to ensure that instructional materials are aligned with standards. And in this, we had a rating of full implementation and sustainability. And we continue to provide policy and program support for staff where they can improve in delivering instruction aligned to standards. And here we self-rated as full implementation to full implementation and sustainability. The district is dedicated to the implementation of standards. For example, 91% of students state that their school offers elective classes to help explore future careers based on our LCAP survey, while 90% of parents state that they feel their child's school provides VAPA opportunities. And here our self-reflection rated as full implementation to full implementation and sustainability. And finally, the rating for the engagement of school leadership is full implementation to full implementation and sustainability. For priority 7, the last indicator under condition of learning, this measure addresses the extent to which students have access to and enrolled in broad course of study. The Bonaparte School District offers a wide range of study beyond our core curriculum that is available to all students. Passion programs include topics such as STEAM, VAPA, AVID, IB, and communications. Middle school electives include horticulture, aviation, to name a few, culinary arts, applied arts, as well as in different languages. And in support of this, of our middle school students, 91% state that they have access to programs and services such as after-school sports, and 91% stated that their school offers elective courses to help explore interest in future careers. Moving on to engagement, we have priority 3. The next 2 local indicators fall under engagement, and here priority 3 focuses on parent and family engagement. To build strong partnerships that build support student outcomes, the district continues to strengthen its multi-tiered systems of support, MTSS, enhance teacher-family collaboration, expand engagement opportunities. And students continue to benefit from counseling services. As you can see here, our SOAR summer programs. In addition to that, the Community Schools Implementation Grant continues to support our students' whole child approach. Parent workshops address topics like early literacy, middle school readiness, and college pathways are another important component to this. And Bonaparte School District also actively seeks family input in the decision-making process through our LCAP surveys, focus groups, participation in site and district level committees, such as our school site councils, ELAC, ZLAC, Gate Advisory. So in priority 3, you are in full implementation and sustainability. So under engagement, we also have priority 6, which focuses on school climate, an essential factor in supporting student well-being, academic success, and equitable outcomes. So to measure school climate, the district uses 2 primary evaluative measures. It's the LCAP survey, as well as our social emotional survey that goes out twice a year. And based on this year's survey, just to name a few results, on the topic of school safety, 90% of students and 92% of parents state that adequate safety measures are in place to keep staff and students healthy. And as it relates to student connectedness, 92% of students say that teachers and adults make them feel welcome, and 93% feel that teachers and adults at school believe they can do well. So Bonaparte School District remains committed to provide continuous improvement as we are reflecting on our different priorities and as we do our self-reflection. Just for next steps, our local indicator report must be submitted to the California Department of Education by August 1st of this year. And the submission reflects the district's self-evaluation on the several priorities that I've stated where the state does not collect direct data. And after submission, the data from this report will be included in the California School Dashboard, which is expected to be publicly released in late fall of 2025. So with this process of us doing the self-evaluation, we do not just see this as only a compliance piece, but also an opportunity for us to reflect and monitor progress and guide us to make informed decisions to improve services and ultimately outcomes for our students and families. Thank you. Any questions?
Let me report. Any questions? Comments? Just prior years to our dashboard, because the dashboard is about progress, right? So last year, did we have some red areas of growth, but this year we don't have any reds anymore, right?
Yeah, for the areas in the 5 areas of self-reflection, it was all standard met last year and the year before. And as we were reflecting, the ranges of our rating did stay at a full implementation or full implementation and sustainability, which is 4 and 5, which are the highest areas, the 2 highest areas.
Yeah, definitely think so. Our plans and hard work from the district level seems to, I think, have been showing progress and growth. I think that's what we've been asking for or looking for all the time. And I think that's a positive sign. So thank you for lighting that and reporting that. Anybody else? Okay, thank you for your report. Moving on then to a hearing session. The audience members may request to address the board on an item on or off the agenda. For board bylaw 9323, individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the governing board on each agenda item or non-agenda item. The board limits the total time for public input to 20 minutes for each item. The total time allowed for public comment shall be 30 minutes. Audience members wishing to address the board during the hearing session of the agenda should fill out the request to address the governing board form and turn it into the executive assistant prior to the board holding the hearing session. Do we have any comments? Ms. Shedd, do you have any comments in your nice remote area?
I do not. No, no one's joining me. It's almost 3 a.m. here.
They're all missing out in France.
I'm
They
on
should be-
Tuesday time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your room is where the party's at.
Yeah.
We miss you here. Okay, seeing that there's no comments. Move on to the approval of the minutes for June 9th, 2025 meeting. Do I have a motion? Thank you, Mr. Frutos. Thank you, Ms. Estrada. All the roll call, Mr. Frutos,
Yes.
Mr. Jensen,
Yes.
Ms. Estrada,
Yes.
Ms. Shedd.
Yes.
I'm a yes, and so meeting approval minutes passes 5-0. Thank you. The action discussion calendar. First item we have is approval and adoption of the Buena Park School District 25-26 Local Control and Accountability LCAP plan. Any discussions? Great presentation again last week. Thank you. If no discussion items, I have a motion.
Motion.
Thank you, Ms. Estrada.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. Mr. Frutos,
Yes.
Mr. Jensen,
Yes.
Ms. Estrada,
Yes.
Ms. Shedd.
Yes.
I'm a yes, and so the plan approves 5-0. Approval and adoption of the 25-26 Buena Park School District budget plan. Any discussion? Any question, concern, comments?
No, I think it looked good.
Yeah, Ms. Petit always does a great job with her team to keep us always great. Thank you. If there's no discussion, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Frutos.
I'll second.
We'll take Ms. Shedd second. Mr. Frutos? Mr. Jensen?
Aye.
Ms. Estrada?
Aye.
Ms. Shedd?
Yes.
I'm a yes as well. So plan approves 5-0. Move on to the adoption of the resolution 2423 education protection account for Buena Park School District. Is there a discussion for that? If not, do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. I'll second. Thank you, Mr. Chang. Start. Mr. Frutos,
Aye.
Mr. Jensen,
Aye.
Ms. Estrada,
Aye.
Ms. Shedd.
Yes.
I'm a yes, and the resolution passes 5-0. Resolution number 33 to establish temporary inter-fund transfers of special or restricted fund monies for the fiscal year 2025-2026. Any discussion on that? If not, do I have a motion? Thank you, Mr. Frutos. Do I have a second by Ms. Estrada? Mr. Frutos?
Aye.
Mr. Jensen?
Aye.
Ms. Estrada?
Aye.
Ms. Shedd?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Resolution passes 5-0. The adoption of the annual declaration of need for fully qualified educators for the 2025-2026 school year. Any discussion on that item? If not, motion?
Motion.
Mr. Frutos, a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Jensen, second. And Mr. Frutos first.
Aye.
Mr. Jensen,
Aye.
Ms. Estrada, Ms. Shed,
Aye.
I'm an aye, and adoption passes 5-0. Approval of MOU between CSEA Chapter 569 and BPSD regarding impacts from reduction in classified positions. Any discussion? No? Okay. Do I have a motion then?
Motion.
Thank you, Ms. Shed. Ms. Estrada, second. Mr. Frutos?
Aye.
Mr. Jensen?
Aye.
Ms. Estrada?
Aye.
Ms. Shed?
Aye.
And I'm an aye for the approval of the MOU with CSEA. Moving on to the approval of MOU between CSEA Chapter 569 and BPSD regarding student apprenticeship programs. Any discussion on that?
Other than, yeah, I think the use of the apprenticeship program is a great idea, and I really like where that's headed, and hope to see that continue.
Agreed. We have a lot of great ideas here. No discussion then. Do I have a motion? Thank you, Ms. Estrada.
second.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. Mr. Frutos.
Aye.
Mr. Jensen.
Aye.
Ms. Estrada.
Aye.
Ms. Shed.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well for the MOU for CSEA for student apprenticeships. Passes 5-0. The approval of amendment to superintendent employment agreement. I'll be reading a statement for that item. So the Government Code Section 54953C3 requires that the following statement be read in open session and before action on the employment agreement for the superintendent. The Brown Act requires that this board make an oral report in open session before taking final action on an employment agreement for a local agency executive that summarizes any recommendation regarding compensation, including salary, fringe benefits, and other terms of employment. Consistent with this requirement, the board provides this oral summary of the terms set forth in an amendment to the employment agreement for superintendent between the Buena Park School District and Dr. Julian Lee. Contract term shall be extended by 1 additional year through June 20, 2028. 24 vacation days provided each year with maximum carryover of 44 days. Days accrued in excess of 44 days to be paid out at end of year. $500 a month auto allowance in lieu of mileage reimbursement. Align employment agreement with provisions of Government Code Section 53260 that concern maximum district payout. That concludes the board's report pursuant to Government Code Section 54953C3. I will now open this item up for discussion and action. Any discussion? No? Okay, just again, thank you to our superintendent for leading us for the last 2 years and bringing such great ideas and implementation and vision to move us forward. So we look forward to 3 more years, 4 more years, 3 more years, 3 more years. Okay. And thank you for that. So if we agreed, do I have a motion? Thank you, Mr.
A
Frutos.
motion.
I think Mr. Frutos motion. Would you like the second? Second
Yes,
by
I'll
Ms. Shed. Thank you. Mr. Frutos?
Aye.
Mr. Jensen?
Aye.
Ms. Estrada? Ms. Shed?
Aye.
I'm an aye, and the approval for superintendent's agreement passes 5-0. Thank you. All right. Approval of employment agreement of assistant superintendent for educational services. So I'll be reading this statement first. Government Code Section 54953C3 requires that the following statement be read in open session and before action on the employment agreement for the assistant superintendent of educational services. The Brown Act requires that this board make an oral report in open session before taking final action on an employment agreement for a local agency executive that summarizes any recommendation regarding compensation, including salary, fringe benefits, and other terms of employment. Consistent with this requirement, the board provides this oral summary of the terms set forth in an agreement for employment of Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services between the Buena Park School District and Ms. Sari Huang. Term of the agreement commences July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028. Annual salary shall be $214,781 with a step increase beginning July 1st, 2026, and each July 1st thereafter until the maximum number of steps is achieved. 22 vacation days provided each year with an accrual of no more than 44 days to be carried over into a new school year. Days of vacation exceeding 44 days shall be paid at the current daily rate of day at the end of the fiscal year. $500 a month auto allowance is in lieu of mileage reimbursement. That concludes the board's report pursuant to Government Code Section 54953C3. I will now open this item up for discussion and action. Any discussion? No? Thank you, Ms. Huang, for your acceptance in being part of this role. We look forward to all the great work you continue to do for this district. So if there's no comments or discussion, then do I have a motion?
A motion.
Thank you, Mr. Frutos. Thank you, Ms. Estrada, for a second. Mr. Frutos, Mr. Jensen,
Aye.
Ms. Estrada, Ms. Shed,
Aye.
I'm an aye, and the motion passes 5-0 for approval of employment for the Assistant Superintendent of Ed Services. Moving on to the approval of employment agreement of Assistant Superintendent for Business and Operational Services. I'll read the statement. Government Code Section 54953C3 requires that the following statement be read in open session and before action on the employment agreement for the Assistant Superintendent of Business and Operational Services. The Brown Act requires that this board make an oral report in open session before taking final action on an employment agreement for a local agency executive that summarizes any recommendation regarding compensation, including salary, fringe benefits, and other terms of employment. Consistent with this requirement, the board provides this oral summary of the terms set forth in an agreement for employment of Assistant Superintendent of Business and Operational Services between the Buena Park School District and Ms. Sandra Petit. Terms of the agreement commences July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028. Annual salary shall be $214,781 with a step increase beginning July 1st, 2026, and each July 1st thereafter until the maximum number of steps is achieved. 22 vacation days provided each year with an accrual of no more than 44 days to be carried over into a new school year. Days of vacation exceeding 44 days shall be paid at the current daily rate of day at the end of the fiscal year. $500 a month auto allowance in lieu of mileage reimbursement. That concludes the board's report pursuant to Government Code Section 54953C3. I will now open this item for discussion and action. Any discussion? No? Also, thank you, Ms. Petit, for taking this, and we look forward to many more budget reports that give us riveting insight to how our budget is balanced. So appreciate that. Thank you. If no other discussion, do I have a motion? Thank you, Mr. Frutos. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. Mr. Frutos.
Aye.
Mr. Jensen.
Aye.
Ms. Estrada. Ms. Shed.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion passes 5-0 to approval of employment agreement of Assistant Superintendent for Business and Operational Services. So congratulations both to our superintendent, our assistant superintendents, Dr. Lee, Ms. Sari Huang, and Ms. Sandra Petit. Thank you for continuing on with us, and we look forward to great years to come. We'll go on to the first reading board policy revision. Is there any discussion for that item? If none, I don't think we need to vote on that. So we'll move on to the consent calendar, or we're good? Consent calendar. So unless a trustee has a question concerning a particular item and asks that it be withdrawn from the consent calendar, the items are approved at one time by the governing board. Mr. Frutos?
Any for me?
Mr. Jensen?
I do have discussion. I don't know that I need to pull the item.
I think we should pull it.
Okay, then I'll pull item A, personal action report.
Okay. Let it be noted, we'll pull item A. Ms. Estrada? Ms. Shed?
I have nothing to remove.
I have nothing as well. So we will first approve items B through T, and go from there. So do I have a motion to approve consent calendar B through T? I'll motion. No, Mrs. Estrada motion. Good. Do I have a second?
Motion. Second.
Second by Mr. Frutos. Mr. Frutos?
Aye.
Mr. Jensen?
Aye.
Ms. Estrada? Ms. Shed?
Aye.
I'm also an aye, and so the consent calendar B through T passes 5-0. And then we'll go to A again, personal action report for 24-25-14. What we'd like to discuss.
Yeah, so just more of a point of really. In going through the list of people who we are approving for extra time during the school year, during the summer, I did notice that certain names came up a lot. And I just, glancing at one page, I came up with more than 100 hours for one person, actually multiple persons. And, I know these names. I know they're high quality people that everybody wants to come to and everybody wants to use because they deliver results. And my point being, not to watch the hours, but I quick calculation, so that's about 10% overtime through a school year. So I'm just hoping that the district is keeping a watch that we're not burning out our top people by coming to them every single time for, all these different items, that we're kind of keeping an eye on that. And hopefully that you have, I should say, a plan in place, or how are we going to translate why we always go to these people, that there's kind of a development plan for others to bring them up as well, so that we can maybe spread the wealth a bit, not, burn out our top people. So that's just a concern of mine. These are good people, and I just want them to, continue to come back. So.
Well, we definitely appreciate your care for our staff, and that is too our concern. Typically, our committees and overtime pay revolve around a voluntary basis. So many times we don't have sometimes people who readily volunteer. And so, in rarity do we tap people to serve, but we will definitely be mindful of the names that reoccur on the PAR listing.
Going to report.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
I appreciate the comment. I think I agree in the sense that we have very talented people that are selfless with their time. So we, I think, do a good job of trying to compensate accordingly. I think then we have to also look at ourselves to look at what do we ask of in our board goals and policies, because some of the stuff that we promote, it's really good for kids.
Yeah.
But do you want to not do it then at the cost of something or whatnot? I think those are bigger discussions to have. I think, to your point, we don't want to burn out always people. At the same time, I think it comes at a cost where we have people that are passionate to believe in providing experiences for kids. So how do we balance that? I don't think it's just a leadership team here. I think there's a conversation on our dais that we should have, because often it's just implied that we often will say, do this. Or this is what we want. And then somebody else goes do it. And then later we look, well, why'd you do that? They're like, well, you asked for it, or we asked for it. So I think we need to balance that conversation with not just, it's not, I think, a district office or a personal principal or even a teacher. I think sometimes it's a conversation where then what's the bigger picture? So if we want to discuss even in the future of wellness and professional boundaries, I think that's a valid conversation, but that's a bigger conversation. I think that's a tip of the iceberg that you're seeing, because it just is a testament to all our staff. But at the same time, look at all the work that needs to be done. And again, we always talk about small and mighty, and the small part of it makes it hard when you don't have enough pool to pull from. So, well, how do you balance that? So maybe some good suggestions to recommend. How do we offer that? So that not just like fix it. That's hard. Not just you saying that. I'm just saying sometimes it comes off like where we're saying fix it, but you're like, we're part of the problem too. Just saying. Anybody else? Good point. Anybody else wants to share? Thank you for that discussion or comment. Then are we okay to move forward to approve item A? Okay. Do I have a motion?
I did.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear that. Mr. Jensen, first motion, second?
I'll second.
Okay, I think Ms. Estrada said it first. We'll take Ms. Estrada second. Mr.
Okay.
Frutos?
Yes.
Mr. Jensen?
Aye.
Ms. Estrada?
Yes.
Ms. Shed?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well to pass 5-0 for item A. Thank you for that. We're to the end here. Closed session, conference with Dr. Julian Lee, Superintendent of Buena Park School District, labor relations with VPTA, labor relations with CSEA, labor relations with non-represented management and confidential contract, public employee discipline, dismissal release, and public employee performance evaluation of the superintendent or superintendent. And that's for a closed session. Do I have a motion to go close?
President Chung, before we go there, can we do 13, 14?
Did I miss something? Oh, sorry. I was trying to rush it too fast. What time is it? Oh, almost there. No, information correspondence of major topics. Any major topics?
No major topics. I'm under the impression that the board really likes how we shifted our major topics of how the district programs are presented. I'm just getting it by your response today with the baile folklorico. It made it quite festive in this boardroom. So we'll continue with the major topics highlighting our district programs.
We may be kind of outgrowing the performance space when we try to represent. But that was really great. I think the shift to performances, I'm sorry, represent reports that show what our programs are about was nice. I mean, our schools are very important, but they all represent when they come to these programs. So I think that was good. So, yeah.
Just need a bigger boardroom now. Talk to the finance people here.
You're just about to give her a heart attack after she just got a new country. Oh, wow. Quick. No, agreed. Maybe even going outdoors if the weather's nice too, like we did with the back there with the drum line. That was great. But yeah, thank you for those, and thank you for the staff putting that together. It is a piece of work to try to organize this to represent. So thank you for everyone that does that. 14, board member requests for information and or future topics.
Just like to see updates on where we are with the capital plan, specifically the gym. And, the other things we've authorized, where we're at on that.
Would you like that in a formal board report, or are you okay with the weekly updates, Friday reports that you think?
Friday report's fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't actually hear what Mr. Jensen was requesting.
I was requesting an update on our capital plan and our projects that we approved for the bond funds.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Thank you, Ms. Shedd, for joining us at 3 a.m. over in halfway across the country, or the world, not even the country. What am I saying? So thank you for your dedication and joining us all the way from there.
Important
And
work.
thank you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, I think, do I have to read it again? Okay, we will now go into closed session. Do I have a motion to go close? Thank you, Ms. Estrada. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Frutos. Mr. Frutos.
Aye.
Mr. Jensen.
Aye.
Ms. Estrada. Ms. Shedd.
Aye.
And I'm an aye to go into closed session at 6:17 p.m. Thank you, everybody. Close. All right. Reporting out of closed session, nothing to report.
We have to.
Oh, wait, what am I doing?
Reconvene.
Reconvening, sorry. Reconvening, do I have a motion to reconvene?
Second.
Hold on, sorry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 4-0, and 1 because in closed session, Ms. Shedd had to turn off, so she exited the meeting at 6:29. So let that be noted, and then after voting, motion passes to reconvene at 4-0 at 6:31. And then nothing to report out of closed session. And so do we have a motion to adjourn? Motion. Thank you, Mr. Brutos.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. Meeting adjourned at 6:31. Thank you.